Hmm. Well, according to this screen, you're 277 megawatts short, and your oil power plant is almost empty. I hope that's not accurate.
It is research shortage, but I had some over here in reserve, so...
And if it gets really bad, you could just bulldoze the oil power plant and pop another oil power plant on top of it, and it'll be full of oil.
I should put another fucking municipal bus terminal here or something. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. That actually works out quite nicely. I don't know if it will help with the traffic, but... Of course I built it one thing too close. Fuck me.
Yeah, it happens all the time. I got that a lot when I was making my metal city on this map. I kept missing with the avenues when I was placing the smelters.
What do you mean cannot draw through buildings? What building is this drawing through? That little building? That's not a building. Spit on the building.
It's even more hilarious when you get that message next to because of a bus stop. And you have to zoom in to bulldoze the bus stop before you can do what you want.
This was because of a sign.
Yeah. Smelting factory sign.
Anything I can do to alleviate anything that does with shit that's going on.
Is there a disaster?
What are we overlapping? That's what I want to know. Please tell me it's not that. If it was that, I'm going to rage. Okay, it wasn't that, so I feel much better about that. But still. Oh my god!
What do you see?
No, it was just the noise.
Oh.
Alright, let's see what this does. Let's see if that alleviates the traffic. Or it could just add another intersection. That'd be funny. Oh, I forgot to put a sign out front.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is without the sign. add some nature. That makes everything better. There's so much traffic just coming into the city. I don't think it matters what I do.
Yeah. It's not really something you can solve yourself. Because this is all being caused by Bert's RCI imbalance.
Dwarven! You've sabotaged me.
Well, I hope it's not the case on your end, but from what I'm looking at, both your power plants just ran out of fuel, so they're not producing any power. And on my screen, your city's in the process of having a complete blackout. It's probably not the case on your end because you're not freaking out.
My coal power plant's doing fine. Okay. Now the oil one says it's running at 50%.
Yeah, that's... You probably got some fuel and you're a few hours ahead of mine. Your screen is a few game hours ahead of mine.
My people need to just bring me some shit. Well, they can't get here because it's backed. Oh my god, it's like 3 lanes down to the tunnel. That is madness. I've never seen such. I'm new to the game, but still, I've never seen such.
Yeah. If I had the regional freeways mod in your city, I would probably connect... Would this work? Yeah, I think it would work. I would connect the high-density avenue you have just west of your community college and just draw a connection from there to the highway to make another entrance. And that would...
Another upgrade. Oh yeah. Play tennis with your mayor friends and keep fit so you can quickly jump into action when disaster strikes. That's perfect.
A couple hours later and the lights are back on, so I'm going to reload your city now.
That says I still have 300 and something. I don't know.
300 what?
300 barrels.
Yeah, that's not good. That's really low. For an oil power plant, that's nothing. Especially with clean oil generators on it, you'll be through that in a couple hours.
Let's see what I can do.
If you can't solve the traffic problem, the only solution you have left is a nuke. And you're not gonna like a nuke in this city because it's so densely built that you have to give up a lot to make room for the nuke and the water.
But now it says my power plant's fine.
Okay, good.
Now it says coal's running low, so at least they're not both at the same time.
Yeah.
I also added bringing in oil through my trains. So maybe that will alleviate.
Yeah.
So we can get oil quickly into the city.
Yeah, how much regional power is there? Let's see, it looks like you got...
Yeah, I'm way over 1,000 barrels now.
Looks like there's 258 megawatts of regional power available. You should definitely turn that on now. Even if it wouldn't be used right now, it's a fallback, so you don't have a complete blackout.
I think it's already on, or I would buy. And I have 245 excess, so...
Yeah, but that changes because what happens with coal and oil power plants is when they go under a quarter of their fuel capacity, they produce less power. They throttle down just to make their fuel last longer.
Alright, so we have 80 tons of ore here. What do we have here? We have 30 tons of alloys. Full storage. Full storage. Yeah, I'm just not able to ship anything around.
Yeah.
Because I'm shipped.
All this because Bert didn't sound a little more commercial.
Oh. Now what's it telling me about health? 1 deaths per day? What? Well, that's a bad thing? I would think that 1 death per day would be fine.
The way the game is set, the fine condition is 0. Because if your health is centralized enough, then your ambulances can pick up the sick, pick up the injured before they die. Sick people don't die; they're just sick. One thing I'm seeing here, SKS, you've got a couple of short tree rows next to a smelter by your entrance, just across the street from a second streetcar depot. Those don't actually fight pollution, those are just parks. To actually fight pollution, you need to go Parks Nature and then Plant Forest. There's a button that's actually labeled Plant Forest, and then spam click that around where the pollution is, and those trees are the ones that fight pollution.
Oh, I didn't even know that expanded over.
Yeah. The tree rows are just parks, and they're for spacing or for land wealth. They don't do anything with pollution. Now, if you were going to convert this city into something else, like if you wanted to get out of metals and get into something clean like a tourism city, but you had all this ground pollution just lying there, what you would do is you would bulldoze everything and then do a bunch of plant forest where the pollution was, and then go AFK for like an hour, and then the pollution would be gone because you had all the trees on top of it. That's how long it takes the trees to get rid of the pollution. It takes quite a while. And if you've got new pollution coming in, then the trees won't make any progress. They just delay the spread.
Well then. That's interesting. I've learned something else. Hooray me. Upgrade yet? No. Need another upgrade. roadside shade trees. I'm guessing those don't have the same effect.
Those are just for air pollution. They don't do anything for ground.
I like having an ore place right next to the monument.
Yeah. You know, some pretty funny setups.
How dare you make fun of my city?
Well, you're not the only one with strange setups. In Misakura, the mayor's mansion is literally across the street from the nuclear power plant. I did that to myself. I made the bed, now I have to sleep in it. And hope the people in the nuclear power plant know what they're doing. Which they will, because Misakura is the university city.
Okay, so things are looking... Maybe we can get rid of some of that pollution now that we know how to plant trees. It's like they kept some things from the older SimCities and then some things they just threw out.
Yeah. Like, I've made sure I hear older people who liked the older versions of SimCity that they wish was back and it's gone is laying down water pipes.
No, I don't miss that at all. I like the way that is in this game.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I don't like is like earlier when I tried to build the elementary, you know, I liked it where they actually divided the population up based on age, so therefore you could make this part of your population smarter, but not this part.
Yeah.
You know, it was more detailed. Like they're sitting here saying, oh, you got to hook to this master server, and we run everything. Well, if that older version of the game could do that, you know... I'm not knocking it, I'm not gonna lie, this has been fun, but, you know...
Yeah, it's less detailed and people tend not to like it when games miss that were there once before.
Yeah, so things like a pond don't fight pollution.
No, those are just parks, those just graze land value.
Do roadside trees fight pollution too, or is that...
Just air pollution and not ground. So it gets rid of the smog. So we should probably look at the air pollution map and then see where all the smog is. Just the southeast corner, and that's where you could put the roadside trees if you really wanted to, but the thing about roadside trees is that it's just gonna blow off the screen anyway, so it's really not worth the effort. It's the ground pollution you really have to fight for, because that it's in there like it's like gum in the carpet. It's so hard to get out, especially when you don't have if you have the Cities of Tomorrow expansion, you can clean up ground pollution reasonably well because they give you a ground scrubber, which will clean up the ground pollution pretty quickly. But without that, it's just you have to just contain the spread.
More trees everywhere. You'll get a tree, and you'll get a tree, and you'll get lots of trees. Alright, I'm in year 3 now. I've spent a lot of money, so...
And you've also made a lot, and you don't need to, since you've bought most of the things that are gonna be in your city by now. So here it's just making sure ore mines and smelters keep running. It's more the maintenance mode. You're trying to keep what's there without having a horrible blackout caused by traffic.
Well, evidently I'm out of coal.
Yeah. one of the two things you need to keep the smelters running.
And I'm not shipping anything out of it, so... Alright, so I am bringing in more oil on my train than I am over here on this, so...
Yeah.
Maybe I need to put this back on all coal. This trading room.
Yep. Another thing you could do is make a coal mine, but there's no real good place to do that. Actually, do you have any high-density industry? I don't think so. Let's look at your industrial tech map. Yeah, you have one last lonely little high-density industry building. Plausible Industries. Probably a Mythbusters reference.
Plausible.
And that's the only building on the entire map that would have any use for a hazmat truck.
I wish that the freaking... If only... Why does the coal have to be right there? You know? It saddens me.
Yeah, what you could do is...
oh, now we magically got enough coal to run everything, so...
Suddenly suddenly a truck full of coal pulls up to the smelter factory and everything's fine.
Yeah, it just gives all my smelter places and my power plant enough to run on. How about that? Good job, Obi-Wan.
Anyway, what you might think about doing is bulldoze the fire station, replop it on top of the Plausible Industries, and remake it with the signal antenna and 2 fire helicopters and maybe a fire marshal, and that would cover all. That would be enough for your entire city. You would get rid of the need for a hazmat truck, and you'd have the space to make a coal mine.
What now?
Bulldoze the fire station, replop it on top of Plausible Industries, which is a specific industrial building next to your oil power plant. That's where the fire station would go, and then on that fire station make 2 fire helicopters and an antenna. And then once you did that, you'd have room where the fire station used to be to make a coal mine. And the only thing you have to worry about is the land wealth where the fire station is, because you might be surrounded by medium. Yeah, there's a lot of medium.
It's not worth the gamble.
It's not really a gamble. It's just trading high wealth, trading medium wealth for low wealth.
I did find out at this one place that was full that I didn't have all my trucks there.
Yeah, it's easy to get the trucks crossed up because sometimes you're importing and when you're changing and you're exporting all of a sudden, and then you need trucks and they're not there. Trade things tend to work better when they're closer to the entrance too.
I got another upgrade. I don't care. I want the big upgrades. Sweet. What do I have now? 90+%? What the fuck? I'll never have that.
Now
The game's just shitting at me.
you're running a stable city. Stable for now, so your approval rating goes up. Oh wait, you're talking about 90% on the Mayor's Mansion upgrade?
Yes.
Yeah, that's really hard. You have to have a city that's just sat there and
I'm at 89%.
To get it fast, you have to balance all your RCI, which isn't easy to do since you've traded your industry for smelters, which is a good trade and one you should make, but it doesn't help with the approval rating. Crime is starting to get worse. We're up to 6 crimes a day. You can see 3 criminals coming into your city right now. In traffic with some of my cops in the traffic too.
Yeah, we have 89 prisoners. 49 arrests per day. So we're nowhere close. I mean, I'm guessing more detective wings equals more crime fighting here.
Sort of. What detectives do is they look for local criminals inside their residential buildings, and they catch them before they even try to commit a crime. So
Like that once.
if you're trying to wipe out crime completely and convict criminals of crimes they're going to commit, and more detectives is really good. The thing is, in this case, there's so much regional crime that catching the 8 local criminals isn't that big a help in the face of 1,300 regionals who detectives can't touch.
Alright, there we go.
There's no obvious places for you to put new detective wings either. Northeastern Precinct can make a couple, but then you run into that water tower in that train station there. And it's coming out those detective wings are coming out the side instead of the back, so you only get 1 instead of 2. Your trade port is full of alloy.
I know, I don't know why it's not.
Usually in this case it's a glitch with the cargo trains. So what you could try is bulldoze just the freight rail terminal and rebuild it, and that should get the trains rolling again. Another thing you can do to speed it up is to make more alloy lots so the trains carry more stuff, but there's nowhere to expand there.
See, it's stopping, but I don't know if it's picking up.
And what you can do is you can check the budget to see if you're getting some...
Should I turn local deliveries of alloy off?
No, because that button will mean the alloy just sits in your smelters and never gets delivered to the trade port. That's what that button does. That's the button you push if you're trying to empty the trade port out.
Well, it says I'm making 162k a day on alloy, so maybe I'm just producing that much.
No. Making that much, that's only 40 tons of alloys worth of income, and each smelter makes about 100 tons a day, so it's definitely an export block. I think your trains are glitched. So you need to bulldoze just the freight rail terminal and then replop it, and that should get the trains rolling again. You should be making a lot more than just 160k off your alloy. You got 3 smelters, so you should be making 300 times 40 you should be making about 1.2 million per day off alloy sales.
Build it in a different place.
let's see, you have 3 lots there, so you should ship about 60 tons on each train. Which
Well, it made me build it in a different place. I don't know if you can see it.
I can't see it, but unless you, it shouldn't change how much alloy is shipped on each train.
Well, I'm just wondering, because it wouldn't let me build it back on that other spot, so that's why you said it was glitched. I thought maybe that might have been, you know, kind of the answer.
No, it's just, this is just something that happens when you have a lot of trains going on. You got 2 passenger train stations and a freight rail, so that just, it clogs up the trains, and then sometimes they just stop working. You have to bulldozing the rail terminal and putting it back usually resets it. With the alloy, with the trade port this full, you probably got alloy backing up in your everything. Especially your recycler. Yeah, there's at half.
Some of it disappeared, so something's doing right. Okay. Oh, there goes a lot more there.
Yeah. Okay. Trains are running again. You should notice. You should notice your money going up by quite a bit now. It should definitely pick up in your recent transactions list on your budget.
No, it's got 1 alloy.
Yeah, but how much is that alloy worth in that list? Should be around
162,000.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
And it's bringing in oil again, so. Oh. Yes. I cannot hit. 1 ton of coal. I understand totally. There's nothing I can do about it. Until shit starts working properly, who knows what you're going to get? You may get nothing, and you'll deserve nothing.